Welcome to Scorched Earth and a general reading for the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon or Ascendant for the month of February. I hope you're well. I'm using the Night Sun Tarot for you today. It's quite an interesting choice. Anywho, do I have anything to tell you? No, I don't think so. There will be an extended at the end of this reading. If it resonates with you and you would like to go a little bit deeper, that will be in the description box, the link that will take you to Vimeo. So feel free to follow that if you wish. Now, when I was doing the meditation just before I started your reading, as some of you may know, I don't have an order that I do the readings in. I just go on whatever coin, as I've got these zodiac coins here. Right? That's why they come out in different orders, right? and I hold them in my hand and I meditate on your energy before I start the reading. And when I put this in my hand, I clamped my hand over it like this and I closed my eyes, and it was like I could see a light through my eyelids, even though I couldn't see a light and the light wasn't there. I could perceive this big light that was kind of shining from you at this point. And I thought it was really interesting. It was almost like I was holding a candle in my hands, but I was holding it really close to my eyes so I could kind of see the bottom of it. But obviously that wasn't the case because I had it clamped over like this, and I just thought that was a really interesting and really rather beautiful feeling that I got over you. It felt very almost reverential, actually, Gemini. Very interesting. Let's have a look and see what's going on with you. Can I have 3 cards for Gemini, please? There's the first one. We have the Star in your recent past. Current energy for Gemini, please. We have the Ace of Pentacles. Lovely. What's coming towards Gemini? Oh, fuck. Okay. We've got the 8 of Cups. And we've got the Lover's card. We've got the Knight of Swords at the bottom of the deck. There you are, Gemini. Right there. Let's get some clarifiers out and see what this is all about. So, a little bit more of that in there. Let's give these a quick waft. Am I going to give it? Yes, thank you. I just thought I was going to not smoke there for a second. There we go. Right. I hope you're well. Anyway, did I say that already? I do genuinely hope you're well. Tell me about this Star. Why is the Star here for Gemini, please? Thank you. We have the Chariot. Oof. And we have the King of Cups. That's Cancer and Scorpio energy respectively, with the Star being Aquarius. Tell me about the Ace of Pentacles. Got the 9 of Swords in reverse and the World. Oh, how wonderful. Tell me about the 8 of Cups and the Lovers, please. We've got the Death card. Oh. We've got the King of Swords again, more Aquarian energy. And one more. Got the 7 of Pentacles. Got the four of Wands at the bottom of the deck here. There's a lot of busy energy down here, Gemini. This is really, really rather interesting. So just for the sake of completeness, we've got Scorpio and Aquarius with these Death and King of Swords cards here. And that's your energy there, the Lover's card. So an awful lot going on here. The Star card is a card of healing. It's a card of hope. It's a card of our dreams. Yeah, the sort of things that we lay out for ourselves, and where it is that we want to get to. It can sometimes be a card of connection too. But it feels to me a little bit like what it is that you want had a bit of a rejigging recently. I'm seeing this woman, she's kind of emerging from the pool, rather than the Star card where, you know, we've got somebody pouring a jug worth of stuff here. She actually seems to be emerging from the pool, and it seems like there's been a cleansing of your energy that has gone on recently. I can't remember what came up for you in the last reading that I did, but there's been some struggle. I remember that much. And this Star card is speaking to a healing process that has gone on within you. But the knock-on effect of that is that whilst there is some consistency in what you want, the consistency comes from the feeling rather than the way that this is playing out. So, sometimes we talk about expectations and not to lock too hard onto expectation, right? So like, here's a thing that I want, here's the thing that I'm setting the intent for, and it has to look exactly like that, otherwise it's not the thing, right? And we talk about that a lot and how that's not a useful thing. You've got to be open to things coming to you in the way that they're going to come to you. The only expectation here that I feel for you, the only kind of intent that you are really, really sticking close to is the feeling of the thing. Not the thing itself, but the feeling of the thing. And so where there has been, and like I said, I don't actually remember the content of your last reading, but where there's been conflict and where there has been strife, there's a clear feeling here that you don't want any of that moving forwards. You want peace, you want harmony, you want kindness above everything. And how that looks in reality, how it expresses itself, doesn't really matter. It's just the feeling that is important. And we've got the Chariot and the Scorpio card of the King of Cups really underlining this here for you. The Chariot card is a card of great determination, and it's sometimes my card of shadow work, and perhaps you've been doing a bit of that recently. Perhaps some of the things that have been coming up where this conflict and strife has come from, it's kind of made you look at yourself and see that there are things in you that you want to change. You want to come from a place of kindness and compassion at all times. But this King of Cups is really underlining for me this sense of a feeling being what you are holding on to, what you want more of, what you want to bring more of into your life. And how it actually plays out doesn't really matter. It's like, it's got to be harmonious. It's got to be good. That said, I do think that you do have a plan of sorts. Actually, now I've said that, I'm not entirely sure that that is true. It's all about the feeling. It's highly intuitive. You're kind of being pulled in a direction here. And you don't know quite what is going to unfold in front of you, but because you're following the feeling, you're following where you're being guided, as if by a guiding star, in fact. It's like every step that you've put, one foot in front of the other, it feels successful. It's like, this is another step down this path where the feeling is here and the feeling still remains. I don't know why I keep rubbing my hands together, but it's tactile almost, which is interesting for a feeling. I have vague synesthesia sometimes, but still it feels like it's something that you kind of want to envelop you, and it's got this kind of tactile feel about it. Now when we're moving to your current energy, we've got the Ace of Pentacles, and while I was getting the cards out, I did have this feeling that there were opportunities that were appearing for you, and at least one of these is something that has come up before that you either felt so anxious about that you kind of shut it down and was just like, no, I'm not going to do that, kind of sabotaging yourself. No, I'm just going to stop there. Like, that's what you've done with something, right? Whether it brought up a sense of imposter syndrome in you or whatever it is, at the time where it was first presented to you, this did not feel like a comfortable road, and you resisted it. However, with this cleansing that has gone on, this energetic cleansing, I feel like you are much more open to the possibility of doing that here. And here is this opportunity presented to you in the present here. Ace of Pentacles. It can be a new job, it can be a new house and all that kind of thing, but it's also about creating opportunities for yourself. That whole thing, where attention goes, energy flows, and the creation of space is the perfect circumstance under which one can either notice opportunities or just have them spring up in front of you, seemingly from nowhere. We've got the Nine of Swords in the reverse here, and we also have the World. Nine of Swords in reverse is a card that talks about coming away from, coming out of even a sense of anxiety about something, right? Something that you were worried about, you were concerned about, something that might have been giving you mild insomnia, you know, possibly something that you'd overthought the shit out of. Surely not, Gemini. Kind of putting the swords down and being like, actually, do you know what? This is something that feels a little bit more comfortable to me. It aligns with the feeling that I've had before. I've just been idly shuffling, and we've got the Nine of Cups at the bottom of the deck. You know, perhaps it was something that you always wanted to do, but then when it came up in front of you, you were like, oh no, I can't do that. You know, backtracking. But the fact that the world is here is a really rather wonderful indication that kind of thinking is something that you have left behind now. The world is completion. It's the end of a cycle, for sure. And maybe it is that you were worrying about the end of the cycle somewhat, and kind of resisting allowing it to end. But you have done that now. I've got the Eight of Wands here. It's a card of communication. And we've got the King of Wands, more wand energy. And we've got the Queen of Swords. That's your Queen. It's a Libra card, but it's your Queen. And we have the Fool at the bottom of the deck here. So that's a communication about an opportunity that has come up here for you that now you feel really fired up to do in a way that you didn't before, in a way that felt threatening to you before. It doesn't anymore. It's very active energy that we've got going on here. And with this Queen of Swords, it's like, why the fuck do I need 9 swords? I only need 1. I just need the Ace of Swords. And I'm going to use that instead, because 1 sword in the hand is more useful than 9 swords on the wall to me. Now, I like this for you, Gemini. It's very, very cool. When we come into February for you, we've got this Eight of Cups, but the Eight of Cups turned up in the reverse. Now, where the Eight of Cups is kind of moving away from a situation, the Eight of Cups in reverse is coming back to it. And it's emotional rather than mental. And this is important. This is one of the reasons why I feel like it was kind of you who kicked it away from you last time, because you weren't in the right place to receive it. This time, though, it looks like you're choosing it. Maybe you're choosing a lot of things, because there's a sense of alignment here with this Lover's card. It is coming into alignment with something. It's also your energy, but it's you emotionally coming back to something that you weren't ready for before. We've got the Death card, we've got the King of Swords, and we've got the Seven of Pentacles, and this is kind of huge. The Death card, like I said, is the card of Scorpio, but it talks about a transformation, and this transformation is yours. It's a personal transformation. We've got the King of Swords that talks about making decisions, just as the Lovers does here, right? The Lovers card actually even goes even deeper for me than that, than just a choice or stepping up to make a choice. It actually really nails down things like free will. This is you willingly going back to something that you weren't ready for before, that you're absolutely ready for now, and deciding, you deciding that this is something that you now want to do, because we've got the Seven of Pentacles here. And I think that whatever cleansing went on over here, whatever feeling it is that you're following over there, it's permeating out into everything else. And so, although initially it was about dealing with the conflict and dealing with the strife, now that that's all settled down, you're taking that same energy and you're applying it to other areas of your life and saying, like, well, where am I holding myself back? Where am I trying to avoid the conflict? Where have I been trying to avoid getting out of my comfort zone? Interestingly. Wow, fucking hell. Well, let's see if I can get this without setting my hair on fire. Oh. I'm not even joking, it happens on a fairly regular basis. Usually when I'm doing personal readings, the whole side of my head went up once. The turret absolutely stunk. Burning hair. We have the World card. And the King of Swords again. Hello, King of Swords twice. And the Empress. there's that Nine of Cups is at the bottom of the deck again. As I said, I think it was something that you wanted so much that you kind of kicked it away from you because it felt too threatening before. But we've got the Ten of Cups here, which is wonderful because this is the harmony that you've been looking for, the harmony in a community. Like whether you're in whether it's community of family or friends or people who share the same hobbies as you. We've got the World card. Again, speaking of this graduation, but bringing in this sense of closure to all of the things in your life that are rocking a Seven of Pentacles energy. Like you see here with this King of Swords, again, making decisions, almost holding court somewhat, Gemini, over something. And we have the Empress. Like, what are you working on? Because something is being brought to bear here. Right? This particular Empress is very clearly pregnant, very heavily pregnant. Or whatever it is that you've been working on, it's getting ready to come out now in some way or another. And whilst it's a very specific thing, and again, like I said, it's kind of following this feeling of what feels good, only what feels good. It's affecting everything now. This is wonderful, absolutely wonderful. I'm going to pull one more card, but I need to save something for Vimeo, right? Tell me about the Empress. The Star. There it is again. Either end of the reading. The first card and the last card. There's something very, very visible about this energy, Gemini. I think that you're preparing to be seen doing something. And where this filled you with terror before, whatever difficult situations you've been dealing with recently and have successfully dealt with, now it's like a sense of you going back to something that frightened you before and seeing that there is no fear there now. You've consciously chosen it. And something is transforming for you. How absolutely fascinating. Right, if this reading has resonated with you and you would like to go a little bit deeper, we're going over Vimeo now. We're going to pull February apart and see what it's about because it looks very, very exciting to me. So if you would like to join me over there, follow the link in the description box. If you don't, not to worry, that's not a problem at all. I will be back in a couple of, well, no, actually probably just over a week for the mid-months. February looks great. Like it looks like there's a lot of sifting going on. There's a lot of taking the things out of your life that you don't need and going back to the things that were presented once before when you weren't ready for them, so that you can have somewhat of a do-over and actually do it properly this time. You know, your star is on the rise, is what I just heard. And I like that. It's very, very positive. Shining brightly, just like you were when I was holding your coin. Okay, right. I'm going to leave it there. Know that I love you all very, very much, and I will see you soon.